When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future videos and updates that I do post frequently on my community tab. This is The Son of Brainiac, part 20. Let's continue where we last left off in our story. Part of the nearby mountain instantly was gone when the explosion receded, after the wind calmed down, leaving half of the mountain completely gone. Stars and Stripes noticed Deku was admiring his handiwork, making half the mountain disappear in the distance as she charged forward. Deku caught her by her face and slammed her into the ground, then proceeded to drag her against the street while running, as he's digging her face into the hard pavement of the street. He picked her up by the face and slammed her into a nearby wall from one of the buildings, then proceeded to stomp his foot repeatedly in her stomach, while he kept her pinned to the wall by the face. Stars and Stripes coughed up blood after receiving several heel stomps in her stomach. In retaliation, she slammed her remaining good arm in his face as her right fist made contact across Deku's face, sending Deku into a nearby building across the street, as he was thrown through and broke through a large window on the side of the building and smashed into the brick wall inside the building structure. Deku rubbed the side of his face or cheek where he got hit. Despite her injuries, she clearly has strength. She's nowhere near All Might's when it comes to physical strength, but she still packs a punch. Deku lazily got up and walked out of the building by opening the front door and closing it behind him. As he stepped out of the building nonchalantly, like he never was thrown into the window. I gotta say, Stars and Stripes, I'm surprised you have any energy left. You humans tend to be quite fragile. Despite only having your right arm capable of throwing punches, I can see the defiance in your eyes. So come at me, give me everything you have, otherwise, everyone will die. You bastard! As Stars and Stripes rushed forward, trying to hit Deku with her right fist and kicks, only for Deku to create after images of himself while he dodged every one of her attacks. Stars and Stripes activated her quirk, New Order, and made a new roll. All the broken glass and 200 meters in front of her will fly towards Deku. Several sizes of different types of glass shards fly towards Deku on all sides. Deku had an emotional expression on his face, like he wasn't bothered by the situation. When all the glass hit, they either bounced off his skin or just shattered on impact. Nice strategy to try to use your surroundings to get the finishing blow. As he caught her right fist in the palm of his hand, Stars and Stripes only used the glass as a distraction to getting close. Deku lifted up Stars and Stripes by holding onto her right fist and lifting her up and throwing her into a nearby car as she slams into the metal of the door. Get up. I'm not done with you yet. As he picked her up with his telekinesis and tossed her across the street, Stars and Stripes slid to a stop, breathing heavy. She managed to fix her posture, She was thrown by telekinesis just in time, before she could receive any further damage. But she's already breathing heavy. She's extremely exhausted, and her wound, the back of her shoulder, is not helping things. She is still suffering from internal injuries that she's received throughout this entire battle. Stars and Stripes pushed through the pain and pushed through how exhausted she is. No matter how sore her body is, she's determined to keep fighting. That's more like it, hero. No surrender. Only what you humans are capable of. He effortlessly began to dodge her attacks with his hands behind his back. I got to admit, human, you somehow managed to earn my respect during this course of this battle. Your pure drive to protect and fight on despite your injuries is quite impressive. I admire that. I especially admire your fighting spirit. But your constant resistance is futile. I don't care what crap you spill out of your mouth. I will never quit. I will never surrender. I will defeat you. Justice will prevail. I will avenge All Might, Captain Celebrity, and whoever else that you have brutally killed, you fucking monster. Monster, am I? Then allow me to show you a real monster. Deku disappeared, then he reappeared, slammed his palm into her stomach. Suddenly, she was captured in a green energy orb. By pure instinct, Deku infused it with magic, making it very hard to break through. He lifted up the energy orb with his telekinesis and started to float above the city. When they finally got above the city, she asked very suspiciously, "What the hell are you playing at, villain?" "Showing you a true monster." As he extended his hand downwards towards the city. Her eyes widen. She begins to pound on the energy orb with her good fist, trying to break it. No matter how hard she hit the barrier, she couldn't get through. She begged him to stop. Her little sister's in that city. Now she's panicking. Deku did not even stop for a second, as he continued to channel his energy in the palm of his hand for his attack. "Stop this, please. You're going to kill innocent civilians and the only remaining family I have left. You can't do this." Deku looked at Stars and Stripes with an uninterested expression on his face. I'm a biological android. What do I care about some humans? I've been saying this a lot to you humans. You humans are not the center of the universe. You're insignificant. You're an insignificant species on an insignificant barbaric planet in a solar system you haven't even explored yet. You're nothing. Your entire species is nothing. This branch of humans is not worth anything. You humans might have caught my interest at first, but the only reason why I didn't wipe your entire species out when I first got here on this prehistoric planet is your abilities. But the charm of your abilities have clearly weared off. Abilities that you call quirks no longer fascinate me. This is not about heroes versus villains. This is about it's about eradication. I need to cleanse this planet and of your kind so I can continue with my plans. I had fun playing with you, human, but playtime is over. There will be no mercy. I won't stop until your entire species is on the brink of extinction. Deku finally activated his attack. Both of his hands begin to channel his Kai, ready for his attack, as he finally announced it. Final Flash. For one, in the Black City, in Deku's mind, that symbolized his mind state, started to laugh. All for One is slowly influencing Deku little by little bit, making him display some of All for One's personality traits. All for One can't directly take control of Deku's body, but he needs to slowly influence him, so when the time comes, he could take full control over Deku's body. He can't completely eliminate Deku, but he can suppress him to a point where he will gain complete control of his powerful body. He just needs to continue to influence him little by little bit. Deku normally wouldn't do something so evil and cruel if it wasn't for All for One's influence. Deku has vaporized cities without batting an eye or being influenced by All for One. The difference: he's never once tortured someone by forcing them to watch him destroy the entire city, forced to watch their families die in front of her, or in front of them. But with All for One slightly influencing him, he will do things he normally wouldn't do. Stars and Stripes desperately tried to break through the energy orb with her right fist. Seeing that's not working, she begins to ram her shoulder into the energy dome, crying, desperately telling him to stop. She kept pounding against it of the energy dome repeatedly, over and over again, with no success. When she saw the blast hit the city, she dropped to her knees. As the city was engulfed in the green light, as a big green dome covered the entire completely, engulfing it. As the wind begins to pick up, she couldn't feel the wind herself because she's strapped into a Kai energy dome. But she could tell the wind is still picking up speed. Why? As Stars and Stripes said in a weak voice. Why what, hero? Why are you doing doing all this. All this needless death and carnage. You poor creature, you don't realize it, do you? Just spit it out, you bastard, as she growled and grind her teeth. Your species is doomed. What are you even... Of course we are. You're killing us. Not by me. I might be speeding up the process a little bit. But your species, this version of humans, on this planet, was already doomed for destruction. What are you even talking about? You're talking nonsense. You goddamn murderer. I'm talking about quarks. What the hell are you even talking about? That doesn't make no sense. He shook his head in disappointment. You're not thinking clearly, hero. Think about it. Each generation of your species, their abilities get stronger. There will be a time in your species development, your quarks will be so powerful that your frail, weak human bodies won't be able to withstand it. Naturally, there will be a chain reaction. You get it now? Your species already was doomed from the beginning. I mean, there's ways to fix that. I've already came up with a few different methods that will accomplish making sure your frail human bodies can withstand more powerful quarks. But I have no intention of helping your species. So the rumors are true. You're not human, you're an alien. Android. Biological android. I said earlier, I'm what you call a biological android, created to kill. I'm only doing what's in my nature. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I'm indeed trying to complete a genocide of your entire race, but your species is already doing that. They're destined to die, either by their own hands or by the hands of an outside source. And that currently outside source this time around is me. Don't worry, I chose specific cities to be saved and shrunken down that will be saved by my wrath. If that's true, why didn't you do to this city and spare my sister's life, you bastard? I'm gonna fucking kill you. That would be quite a feat if you could actually accomplish that, little human. You see, I don't care about good, evil. The real world is not black and white. It's gray. Good, evil, it's just a label that other weak species place so they can make themselves feel better and be more secure. I've seen how you civilized people treat your own. What I've researched, almost every person that was born without powers, that you call them quirkless, majority of them don't make it past middle school, and the ones that do survive normally just off themselves in their adulthood because of their lack of quirks. How your species is so focused, your civilization is so blinded by the thirst for power and judging people just by their powers alone or how powerful they are. It's quite despicable if you ask me. You don't sound like you actually care, bastard. I don't care. I'm just proving a point. Your civilization is still young Even if you manage to escape your doom, you're a threat to the wide galaxy if you were started to develop technology to venture into the vast ocean that is called space. This is where our path ends. Stars and Stripes. Don't worry, the rest of your friends will be joining you shortly. Goodbye, Stars and Stripes. You fought well. As he channeled Kai in the palm of his hand and pointed outward towards the energy dome, where Stars and Stripes is trapped in, she collapsed fully on her knees. She lost all hope. Deku has accomplished something that many villains has tried in the past. He accomplished what other villains has had to do in the past. Every other villain she's faced has utterly failed to do so, but somehow Deku completely, utterly broke her spirit, murdered her sister alongside with the rest of the civilians in the city right in front of her, and she couldn't do a goddamn thing about it. She's a broken woman. But before she could accept her demise, she was stuck into a purple-black warp gate, saving her life, disappearing from the area, and reappearing on Island that's currently somewhere in Japan. Impressive. You managed to reform your body. Know that doctor had a hand in it. You're going to be difficult to kill. You're quite correct, young Master Deku. Reforming my body again, after you destroyed my original anchor, was a tad bit difficult and unpleasant. But your fight with Stars and Stripes, it's over. I'm here to deliver a message from the survivors of your conquest of Japan. They have declared war upon you. They're coming for you. I see. And how do you plan to do all this? War. Think you actually could defeat me? Sorry to burst your bubble, but you can't. Enemies, of course. You let a lot of them alive. Don't get me wrong. I have no ill will towards you. You might have killed young Master Shigaraki, and all for one. But this is about survival. They're fully aware of somewhat your main goal is. All we know so far is you're going to destroy the planet for some reason. We will not stand by and allow you to destroy this world. We will resist. Good. Kirigiri's eyes widen. What do you mean by good? You honestly think I did not notice you rats squirming around and begin to hide on that little moving island of yours? Nothing happens in Japan without my knowledge. Go back to your new masters, and tell them I accept their declaration of war. Tell them to bring it. I have nothing to fear from you humans and Nomus. I have no doubt that crafty, batshit crazy doctor is working with the remaining survivors in Japan. Bring his creations upon me. I look forward to crushing them. Very well. I'm a bit surprised you haven't tried to kill me. Considering you've been completely vaporizing in entire cities, I had no idea you had such power. You were hiding. How long have you been hiding your true abilities and the true intentions? From the start, my old friend. from the start. You see, I only joined your little organization out of convenience and a source of information that your leader, All for One, gladly offered. So I played along, being the good little minion that I was. But at the same time, I was integrating my own plans. The League of Villain was never my destination, nor was it my goal. It was just a stepping stone to a greater prize. If I wanted you dead, Kiri, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna die regardless. But keeping you around will make things more easier for the rest of the humans. I might not be playing around with these Americans. I suppose I purposely left a lot of you alive so you could build up a resistance to challenge me. Think of it as a last stand type of situation. It's good to see you, my friend. I look forward to our outcome. Deku disappeared through his own digital portal and reappeared above another city. Kiri looked at the empty spot where Deku was once standing before he portaled away. Kiri calmly walked into his warp gate, going back to the island. As he accomplished his mission to rescue Stars and Stripes, with her on their side, their chances of victory is greatly increased now that they have another heavy hitter. Deku got to his next target city. He noticed the skies above the city is infested with strange, familiar creatures flying above the city and inside the city, carrying some sort of pitchfork spears type of weaponry in their hands. Deku immediately recognized them. Parademons. That only means one thing. Darkseid. God damn it. Of all places he could showed up. Why here? I'm not ready. It looks like I don't have a choice in the matter. Deku flew towards the city, completely ignoring all the flying parademons that has infested the city. Any parademons that try to attack him, he immediately vaporized with his heat vision. Goddamn boom tube technology. As Deku landed gently in the middle of the street, Deku noticed the fog is heavy, as he heard sounds of clinking, like someone wearing armor is walking down the street. As a large black armor figure appeared, revealing it to be Steppenwolf, the general of the Army of Apocalypse, wielding his electric axe that's pretty much indestructible, walking slowly towards Deku. Green hair, green eyes. Your descriptions match perfectly that we were told about Brainiac Zero. So I take it you're not here for the humans. No, we're not. We'll conquer this world regardless of our original purpose here. Our main purpose here is to see your death as Steppenwolf charged Deku. Steppenwolf swung his electric battle axe at Deku when he got into a range. Deku created a black bone axe as their two weapons collided with each other. All of the nearby windows shatter in the radius of the powerful pressure that they created of wind from their clash. I didn't know Darkseid would even take notice of my activities. You honestly think my master did not know of your existence? There's not much that that walking computer does that my master doesn't know about. He knew about what he was planning. He knew about your existence. He might not know all the details, but he knew about you. And natural, the more he thought of you as a possible threat, the more closely he had his eye on you. After all, you weren't being very secretive in your conquest to destroying planets. Interesting. As Deku had to block a axe swing from Steppenwolf, Deku easily blocked a swing and swung one of his arms, making Steppenwolf block his swing. As Deku blocked another attack, as he swung another, sadly for you, boy, Darkseid doesn't like competition. When it comes to that Kryptonian, my master wants to destroy personally. So, he ordered me and the army to come here and eradicate you before you become a threat. Deku start to laugh. Axes collide with each other, grinding, making sparks from their pure physical power they're displaying through their weapons. Deku stopped laughing and formed a vicious grin. The pure amount of life force he's sensing from Steppenwolf would be extremely useful to get a little bit closer to his evolution. The stronger and powerful they are, the more potent life force he'll be able to absorb. Steppenwolf did not like that look Deku was giving him, not one bit. He heel stomped Deku in the stomach, sending Deku skidding backwards. Deku skid by several cars before he managed to stop his momentum. Deku impaled and stuck his black bone axe into the street. Right next to him, as he extended his hand outwards towards Steppenwolf and lift up all the nearby cars he passed earlier and begin to chuck them at Steppenwolf, then blowing them up with heat vision, creating major explosions in rapid succession. When there was no more cars to be used on Steppenwolf in the area, he started to throw his green exploding fireballs at Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf was sent flying backwards from the force of the explosions, from the green exploding fireballs, sending Steppenwolf into a nearby wall of a building. Steppenwolf began to get on his feet. Deku pulled out his bone axe out of the street and began to walk towards Steppenwolf as a pulse of energy was produced from Deku, as he has now officially released 5% of his power. Deku just flickered and disappeared, then reappeared right in front of Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf was caught by surprise by his increased speed and his increased speed of his attack. He had to block a wide swing from his opponent bone axe with his own axe. He was being slightly pushed backwards, as their two weapons begin to grind against each other once again. Now this became a power struggle by both opponents trying to push their weapons into each other. Steppenwolf is not worried about his axe. It's pretty much indestructible, so the likelihood of him actually breaking or cracking the metal is very unlikely. He's more surprised that his bone axe that Brainiac Zero created was still functional. It was quite impressive in his eyes. Steppenwolf clearly knows Deku is still an unknown. His power set, his skills, is still an unknown factor. That's why he's trying to kill him. If he can't kill him, at least he'll get information. If he survives. Clearly, Brainiac Zero is an unknown that Steppenwolf is clearly taking very seriously and cautiously. He hates this type of opponent. He has no power. He has no idea of his powers. And just by that pulse of energy he sensed, he's got a whole lot faster and stronger. Steppenwolf was surprised. He was actually being pushed back. It finally clicked, that energy that he shot out his eyes at the cars that he managed to barely notice earlier. You're a goddamn Kryptonian. Deku forcibly swung his axe, while Steppenwolf began to in Steppenwolf backwards as he skid for a little bit. I see you finally caught on. That was my mistake on my part. Of course you would recognize heat vision from your many past encounters with Kal-El. You see, Steppenwolf, unlike you, I'm fully aware who you are and who you work for. Exactly who I am up against. Unfortunately for you, you do not. You don't know my abilities outside of my Kryptonian heritage. I'm more than just a Kryptonian. Don't know how you managed to learn of my existence, but like you said, I wasn't being very covert. You shouldn't have come here, new god. I will not have my plans be jeopardized by you, Darkseid, or any foolish enough to get in my way. But because I could tell you're a warrior, I'll let you on a little secret. I'm only at 5% of my overall power. And it's true, I have a limit how much I could use in my current state. But I'm nowhere near at my limit. Let's see what a general of Apocalypse can really do. You cocky little shit. I'm going to destroy you. I'm hearing a lot of talking, but not a lot of action. If you're trying to talk me to death, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job at it. Old man, just shut the fuck up and attack me already. Steppenwolf grind his teeth from the old man remark and charge blindly out of rage. Deku formed a vicious grin on his face and met Steppenwolf halfway as he charged forward. As Steppenwolf and Deku begin to get close, as they clash once again, creating a sonic boom. That's where we're going to stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Judge my time zones. And I'll catch you in the next video.